Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Legendary video. Today we are not doing a Pokemon trading card game video. That's right, as we wrap up 2024, I just wanted to take a moment to thank everybody that's watched for the entirety of this year. It really means a lot. And I decided to make this video of my favorite things from this year. Obviously, this is something that a lot of YouTubers do. They'll make a 3x3 grid of some of the things they liked from the year. I was inspired specifically by Ice Cold Joker, who does a lot of content on the Slime Isekai Memories mobile game. Saw he did this, that it was completely unrelated to his content. I was like, you know what? That's something I would like to do. And I know this video is going to get like 60 views maybe. I don't care. Those of you that do watch it are the ones that really care about this channel and care about me. And so it's just a little bit of insight as to who I am as a person and the stuff that I like this year. With that being said, if you're new around here and you like Pokemon trading card content, hit that subscribe button down below. Otherwise, just enjoy the video of some random guy who is showing you the things he liked for 2024. Let's get into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull up the grid. Let me make some space here for the grid. And the first thing up on our list, or not on the list, I wanted to do a top 10, but I was like, yeah, let's go with the grid. The grid thing is kind of cool. You can kind of see everything at once. So the first thing up on the grid is the TV show Shogun. And as you can see, everything on this list is some sort of like media, TV show, anime, movies, video games, stuff like that. I didn't really get into like real world stuff or things that I did this year. This is just stuff that I liked or played or enjoyed watching, stuff like that. So first thing up, Shogun. This show hit me out of nowhere. I had seen ads for it for a month or two before it came out. I didn't watch it until there was like one episode that hadn't aired. And I had lunch with one of my friends and he was like, you need to watch Shogun, man. So it's a really good historical timepiece, kind of. The set and the set design and everything that the costume design, all that is so historically accurate to feudal Japan. It looks really good. If you love Japanese history or samurai type of media, you're gonna love this. It's really good. Something I thoroughly enjoyed. I will say most of it is dubbed because they're actually speaking authentic Japanese through the whole show. There are English parts where it makes sense because the whole part of the whole show is the translation of one of the characters from English to Japanese and how the translator is one of the main characters. So really good show, really good characters. Excellent show. It's one of my top 10 shows of all time, and it's only been out for one season. Came out earlier this year, I think like March or sometime. Really good show. All right, next thing on the list is Power World. Power World, I believe it's been almost a year now since Power World came out. I think January of 24, maybe February. I think it was January though. And this, as a Pokemon fan, is the fresh of breath air I think a lot of us have been wanting. I know a lot of people will describe this game as Pokemon with guns. That is not necessarily what this is. This is Ark Survival Evolved with Pokemon-like creatures. So you build a base, you go out and capture creatures. The creatures can do fights, they can do certain tasks around the base. It's a really in-depth game, and screw Nintendo for coming after this indie game. They were very successful. I'm glad to see they're still making content for this game, new expansions and stuff like that. I haven't played it in a few months. I think I'm gonna get back into it once. I think the recent expansion just came out or is about to come out. I need to get back into it. I haven't played it in a few months. Back in the beginning, it was a little bit bare bones, but it was still so much fun. I sank a ton of hours in this. I was playing this every day, any spare moment I had. Power World was being queued up on the Xbox. Next up, we have a TV show. Also caught me off guard. Fallout, right? The show was so good. I've never played a Fallout game in my life. The only experience and the only exposure I have with Fallout is when I was in college. One of my friends, my roommate, he played all the Fallouts, and I would just watch him play. I didn't like the VAT system and how you would aim and stuff, but I loved the world. I love the diverse landscape that you got to explore. Everything about it, the characters, all that stuff was really intriguing, but I didn't like the gameplay, so I never played any of them. So when the Fallout series came out, I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. First episode aired, I was like, this is good, and so I watched the entire thing through. Incredibly good video game adaptation, which we're getting better at those, I think, these days, video game adaptations. But this one's incredible. Can't wait for season 2. Fallout, must watch. All right, now we're on to the only movie on the list, and I only saw 2 movies in theaters this year. One of them was Godzilla vs. Kong, New Empire, which was good. It wasn't the best. I think Godzilla vs. Kong is better. But it's Deadpool and Wolverine. excuse me, Deadpool and Wolverine. This movie is incredible. Highest grossing rated R movie of all time. If you've seen it, you know why everyone enjoyed it. There was a lot of fan service, yes. A lot of cool moments here and there that we've all been wanting. We saw Channing Tatum as Gambit. We saw just Deadpool being Deadpool. It was a really fun movie. A nice breath of fresh air for Marvel, which I have not watched any of the recent Marvel stuff. No recent TV shows, no recent movies. I've just been so burnt out. It's not been good. But Deadpool and Wolverine kind of pokes fun at how shit it's been over the past like year and a half, and then I think we're headed in a good new direction with the introduction of Deadpool into the universe. It's a really cool breath of fresh air, super good movie. I'm sure a ton of you have seen it. All right, newest thing on the list. I forgot to say everything on this list came out this year except for one thing, but there's a small caveat. We'll get to it later. But everything on this list came out this year. And the most recent addition to that is Marvel Rivals. I think it was December 6th. Not even been a month out. And this game is incredible. It's so much fun. I've played this pretty much every single day for the past, 4+ weeks now. It's just so good. I mean, you start the roster with 33 iconic Marvel characters. They're so different. I still to this day have not played all the characters. I still have like 6 or 7. I've not even tried yet because you try to get good with all the different abilities of them. It's very much like Overwatch. I never played Overwatch back in the day. I was never a fan of the hero shooter type of game. But I saw this was coming out. It looked good in trailers. I played it day one when it released, and I was like, this is sick. It brings me back. It reminds me of the Fortnite days when it's like you get on and you always have a squad. You always got 4, maybe 5. Sometimes you just split up. But with this, it's teams of 6. So we always have like a good 4, sometimes 5, sometimes even 6. We got a whole squad to go in. Really fun game. Free to play on consoles, PC, all that. I played on my Xbox. Super fun. And it's what I've been enjoying like recently. I played like an hour before I'm recording this. All right, now we're getting to the only anime on the list, and that is Kaiju number 8. I really considered Dan to be one of these squares here. But as more as Dan went on, I still have an episode left to finish of Dan. I haven't been like wanting to go finish that last episode. Like Kaiju number 8, I was ready. Like when the hour hit, when the second hit that was out, I was watching Kaiju number 8. Which I have a real affinity and love for Kaiju type stuff, like Godzilla. Love Godzilla. And so this style of show where it's a lot about Kaiju, it's very much like a Pacific Rim / Attack on Titan type of show where it's like humanity's trying to fend off these Kaiju. And of course the main character, kind of like Eren Yeager, becomes a Kaiju himself. And so it's just him navigating, trying to hide that from everybody. Eventually, we get into some stuff at the end where will they use him? Will they kill him? I'm not going to get too much into spoilers, but super excited for season 2 of that show. It's an excellent show. My favorite anime of the year. Top 10 anime all time for me, even with just the one season. We'll see where it goes, but definitely a must watch. All right, now we're going to get to the one thing that technically did not come out this year. However, it was put on Netflix earlier this year, and before that, you couldn't legally watch this show anywhere inside the United States. It was like only on Amazon Video in Australia or something like that. Super weird. I've known about this show for about 2 years, and that's Pantheon. Pantheon is an animated show made by AMC Plus. I think 2021, maybe 2022. There's 2 seasons of it. First season's on Netflix. The second season, it's not anywhere legally, again, but I was able to watch it on YouTube for some reason. There's just full episodes of it up on YouTube, so I was able to watch the full series. It's just 2 seasons. It's done. This is something for a mature, thought-provoking audience. If you want a fun, happy-go-lucky type of TV show, this is not for you. This is something that really makes you think about where we're headed with AI and technology. There's a bit of a time jump in season 2 where we kind of see where things go and how it's all panned out. It's a really interesting show. There's a big parallel to the corporation in this show and Apple. And it's very clear to see that early on, that correlation. But man, it's just, I knew about the show. I always wanted to watch the show. It hadn't been available. As soon as I saw it on Netflix, I was like, oh cool, I can finally watch this. I watched it all in I think they're 45-minute episodes, 8 episodes a season. The first season I had watched it in one day. Like 24 hours, I had to watch it all. It was just so good. So I don't know, man. It's just if you love something that makes you think about stuff, thought-provoking type of media, this is for you. It's really good. All right, guys. A lot of this audience might not care about this next one, but the last video game on the list is College Football 25. I am a huge football fan, NFL fan, really. I watch college here and there. I'm watching NFL every Sunday. I've got Red Zone, all that stuff. Sunday Ticket. I've got all the games going at once. But College Football 25 is it's like a Madden, but it's with all the college teams. I haven't played Madden since, I think, I have Madden 18 over there. Madden is garbage now. The game engine they use for it is awful. It's horrible. It's nothing new. Nothing changed with it every year. So I stopped buying it. So I hadn't had a good football video game to play for years. The thing about College Football 25 is, if you don't know, there was a lawsuit back in the early 2010s where players were not allowed to receive any sort of money or payments. And so because they were using player likeness in the video game, the last video game that came out was NCAA Football 2014. So there was 11 years where we just didn't have a college football video game because of the lawsuit that was saying players should be paid, but they can't be paid because of the rules, and so they just stopped making it, right? So 11 years goes by. They finally get all the legal stuff sorted out. This game releases. We're not sure what to think about it. And sure enough, I wouldn't say it's a 10 out of 10, but it's like an 8.5 out of 10 for what I want in a college football game. It still needs a little bit of polish here and there, but man, it's been so fun. It came out in July, and from July to December, I think I have a little over 200 hours of gameplay in this. It's something I'm playing like at least once a week. You know, you have a dynasty, you do your recruiting, all that stuff. It's so fun. It takes me back to my college years when I would play college football games every year, and I'm excited that we're finally back to having a college football video game that we can all enjoy again. Alright guys, and the last thing on our list in the bottom right is Arcane, specifically Arcane Season 2. Technically this show, the first season came out in 2021, but we just had the second season finish airing, I think in early December. Maybe it was end of November, I don't know. Somewhere in there. But this is probably, it's my second favorite animated show of all time, just behind Avatar: Last Airbender. The way that Season 2 started for this show, I wasn't sure if Avatar was going to keep its top spot. But those of you that have watched Arcane, and you've also watched Arcane Season 2, you'll know that after Episode 3, it's not that the show gets bad, but it gets rushed. And you can tell they had a little bit of time to flesh out a whole lot of story, and it's something that could have really benefited from an extra season. That doesn't mean it's bad. This is by far the best animated show ever made. The animation in this is worth it alone. The score and the soundtrack is worth it alone. It is incredible. It's just one of those shows. Everyone talks about it, and I didn't watch this until like last year. You know, it had been out for like 2 years before I actually watched Season 1. It's one of those things too where I watched the first episode of Season 1, I was like, oh damn, this is really good. And I finished it like overnight. I watched it until like 4 a.m. So it's like one of those things where it's like, you know, everyone says to watch it, and then I finally do, and I'm like, oh wow, it actually is incredible. And that's what Arcane is. Could it have used more time? Absolutely. But I think the way everything came together and the way it all ended, it ended fun. It's not like one of those Game of Thrones things where it was rushed and also bad. It was just rushed, and we just need a little bit more time to flesh out some of the storylines. They were kind of just abruptly ended instead of fleshing them out a little bit more. But still, Arcane Season 1 is a 10 out of 10. Arcane Season 2 is a 9 out of 10. And if it's not something you've watched already, you absolutely need to check out. Even if I've never played, don't know a single thing about League of Legends in my life. When I started the show, I didn't know who Jinx was, or Vi was, or any of the characters. No idea. You don't need any sort of League of Legends knowledge going into this. And I think that's why I waited so long to watch this, because I was like, I don't give a shit about League of Legends, you know? A lot of people don't. Most people don't. But this show, you need to know nothing about it. It's just an incredible show regardless. It's just a great show that happens to have League of Legends characters. And if you are League of Legends fans, you probably already watched it. But it's just that much more, I think, because, you know, you get to see some of the characters from the game fleshed out. But you absolutely need to know history or knowledge of League of Legends. And, yeah, it's a great show. All right, so that is going to wrap up today's video, guys. I'm actually recording this on December 31st, so you'll be seeing it just a few hour or two after I record it. I decided to record over here in front of my anime figure shelf. I've spent, you know, probably $2,000 plus on all the figures on this shelf, so might as well show it off, right? I'll never get to show it off because we're over there in the corner shooting. You can sometimes see it in the background of the videos, but you never get to see like all these cool figures I have. I am gonna do a game room tour video in early 2025, and also I'm gonna do a showcase of all of these cool figures I have here. Again, will this audience care to watch? I don't know. I don't care. I just like to make videos. So I didn't do a great job of that in 2024. In 2025, I'm going to try my best to keep up and keep the content constant, so you guys can all have something to watch. I appreciate you, like I said before, all you guys that watch all these videos, all the ones that leave comments. I really appreciate you guys. It means a lot to see that people will still care watching the videos years after they've discovered the channel. It's really cool, and so I thought I'd do this video just to showcase, you know, just a little bit of who I am as a person. Yeah, that's going to wrap up today's video, guys. I hope you did enjoy this 3x3. I think it's something I'm going to do every year going forward. So next December 31st, we'll have a new 3x3 up with some stuff from 2025. Hopefully we got some good stuff. GTA 6. If GTA 6 is not on my 3x3 for 2025 come next year, or end of next year, they did something wrong, because I've been waiting for that game for all of us have for 10 years. I'm getting on a tangent. Anyways, if you liked the video, hit the like, follow stuff. Until next time, stay legendary.